On today's High Octane, we're taking you to Billings, Montana to see why thousands of people make a pilgrimage to this Wild West town every summer. This hill climb started more than 70 years ago and draws more fans than most professional football games. With a combination of top-notch professional athletes and their insane steel horses, you'll witness motorcycles doing things you never thought possible. Grab your helmet and prepare yourself to be launched over 400 feet into the Miller Lite Great American Championship Motorcycle Hill Climb.
To the Montana State Championship Motorcycle Hill Climb, and what a great day we've got for it. I'll tell you, we got some of the best riders in the world, and they're going to put on a show for you that you will never believe.
I got a 20-sider on call.
They were in Billings, Montana, and this here's the Bentonite Nightmare. This is the most difficult hill on the circuit that we travel. It's the oldest running hill climb in the nation, and the largest hill climb as far as spectators and for purse money.
This is the biggest hill climb of the year.
It's
a blast. It's a good time. I'll meet a lot of good people.
The Billings Motorcycle Club has a long history with the hill climb spanning over 70 years.
Back in the early days, before I even started announcing, and they'd rev them up wide open, dump the clutch, and away they go. Well, we were using the power climb then because the suspensions were terrible. What suspensions? All you had was the front suspension, and you had a solid rear, of course. And they would get way back, and they'd be hitting probably 80 by the time they got to the bottom of the hill. We had a lot of people injured on that hill because when they did crash, because the machines didn't handle good at all, how they ever did it, I don't know.
Well, I think the unique thing about this is the way that people are dressed with their bonnets, their dresses on. The guys have fedora hats, suit coats. People go to a hill climb today, they're not dressed that well. Everybody rode the same bike. The Harley dealer furnished the bike. They just took turns on the bike. One guy either went up and over, and they'd bring the bike back down. The next guy jump on, and up the hill he'd go. Oh, that's hairball, huh?
Right.
Every year, this event draws hundreds of riders willing to throw bike and body up this hill for the glory and the chance of winning some cold, hard cash.
There's so much money involved, you've got to try it because there's a chance you'll make some dough, you know, so you got to try it.
You better bring it
challenging enough just to make it over the top, the competition was stepped up with another surprise: rain.
It's kind of hard to believe, you know, a week ago there's 108 degrees up here. Just a dust bowl, you know, and this bentonite dirt is some really weird stuff. You can drive your car around after it gets wet, and you just can't go anywhere. It's like grease.
Weather conditions are pretty nice.
It's getting wet, it's getting slick.
We started out this morning with a big rain, thunder shower. First rain that Montana has had in, I understand, 45 days. It's not a good way to start the event, but it's as fair for one as it is the other.
The wheat farmers are loving this. But yeah, that's right. We needed it. But we needed it on Monday, not today and tomorrow.
Rain, great.
The catchers can't hold on to the ropes with the mud. So we'll take a break and see if this blows through. It'll be bright and sunny and really nice here in Billings in the end of July when we never get rain.
Let's go hang with the most hardcore guys on the hill, the catchers.
And right now I'd like to spend a little time and give these catchers the attention they deserve, because these guys up here, I don't think they get paid. They do have the best seat in the house. However, they're in a big, very dangerous spot. And you got bikes flying past you with spinning chainsaw tires.
The catcher's job, first of all, is to catch the bike and the rider. Okay, you want to catch the bike so the bike doesn't go down and hit the rider. And then secondly, you want to secure the rider.
There's an elite 10 that work the chute area. They've done it for a number of years. They're accustomed to the speed and the crazy angles that the bikes end up. It doesn't bother them. They're used to what happens there. Also on the wall, the fellas that are working the point, which you'll see up there, standing on the area this big around with their boots. They're not afraid just to lean back to let a bike come this close to their face. I mean, they know what's going to happen. That's the elite. That's the experience that those old boys have.
I keep calling you guys hookers, but well, we don't get paid that good. I think they love the free beer that comes afterwards, and a T-shirt. You know, people in Montana do anything for a free beer and a T-shirt.
You got to hand it to them. I mean, there's not a rider down there that say a bad thing about them, because these guys save a lot of people. They save a lot of parts. You got to take your hat off to these guys. To you, all you catchers, personally, I thank you for all these years of saving bikes, machinery, and people's bones. So, thank you, and that's from everybody. When I retire, maybe I can become a catcher.
High Octane talks to a guy named after two of the most prevalent elements in hill climbing, dusty beer.
You know, I'm just a working man and a family man from Columbus, Montana, but
I've done this for 20 years. I started at the bottom, came here and saw the good riders, and you know, first time I ever saw it, I said that's what I want to do. And I put a lot of time and effort into it in the 20 years. I'm a firm believer in, you know, you get out what you put in. And I keep myself in shape and I keep my bikes, you know, right top of the line. And, you know, I think that all makes a difference in the long run. You know, when we started a long time ago, the hill was a lot easier, a lot fewer bikes. You've seen the progression in the motocross bikes, and I think our hill climb bikes have followed right along. We try to maintain the integrity of the motocross chassis because in reality, all we're doing is motocrossing uphill. It's the same principle, except we have to keep momentum. So, you know, big horsepower is a good thing, but you also got to have suspension and handling, and you try to find that whole trade-off so that it works good. For my first run, I think I hit the wall a little bit too hard. Got thrown straight up, of course, like everybody else. I came out with a fairly decent footage out of the deal, but I saw the catchers miss my bike, so I pushed off to try to get away, and I did about the 40-foot free fall. I hate to say, you know, that when you're riding out of control or anything, but you almost have to turn off your better judgment for this class.
In the 0 to 700 class, riders are faced with the monster on the hill, a 30-foot vertical wall.
2 years ago was my last run, and I'm not going back up there. I hate that thing, man.
To get your momentum for the wall, there's a fine line there between going too fast and too slow. If you're going too slow, you really want to shut her down because it's better than falling down. But if you're going too fast, you catch too much air. You jump too high, you land on the top over here on the face. With no momentum, it's quite soft, and there's some big holes that you land in. You really just, you dig right down. At least you're on top of the wall instead of on the bottom side. My first ride, I ran kind of conservative. I come out of the hole and just went up the main groove, made the corner, kind of chopping the throttle. I got straightened up to the line I wanted to take, got on the throttle, clutch, got up to where I wanted to go, over that middle section with good momentum. I feel I had too much momentum when I hit the wall, and that, in turn, threw me up too high. When I come back down on the wall on the top side, I dropped straight down into a hole from a previous rider, and I was in the hole and couldn't go nowhere. So if I would have been 6 inches to the right, it might have been a different story. We might have got one over already, but, you know, just happy to be there. Kenny Kimball, he's won the championship a couple times. We've got Larry Coleman coming up. He's a local favorite out of Laurel, Montana. A lot of people rooting for Larry today. Very nice ride through the middle section. Looks like he's gonna hit the wall. He's up and over, he's got lots of air. Oh, Larry. Nice ride, Larry. This is Johnny Smith. I'll tell you, these guys really have some impressive machinery. This is a snowmobile engine motorcycle built by Jeff and Jordy Smith. They fabricated every piece of machinery on that. And here he goes. This bike really gets after it. It's beautiful. It looks like he's got a beautiful ride going. Oh, gee. Whoa. He got a hold of that middle ledge section that's undercut and got upside down. Chuck DeBell, the local favorite. He's the son of one of the catchers over here. Last year he had a broken wrist on this hill. Hopefully this year he'll be able to conquer it. Looks like he's got a good line. Oh, he's taking a little bit different line up through the middle. He's gonna get some momentum here. He's got length to where the front end's not lifting. Here he goes. Good save by the catchers, excellent save. Looks like you got a safe run this trip. One guy that really stands out that I'd like to see win this thing today is Mel Kimball, Jr. Mel's been coming up here for a couple years longer than I have, and he hasn't missed one. He's probably been here 25 consecutive years. And I'd love to see Mel win this. He's won everything else except this hill climb, and it'd be nice to see Mel win it today.
When it was all said and done, Mel Kimball Jr. was in fact the winner and the only one who made it over the wall. We're back, and now we're going to check out a true legend of the sport.
I think Pastrana and those guys are in trouble. Yeah, he's gonna go after him. Yeah, George has been practicing that Superman seat grab, and I think he's getting pretty close to it, you know. And he's only got about 10 or 12 good years left in him, so he's gonna have to get on it. You know, probably this next couple of years, he's gonna have to beat Pastrana and those guys. But he probably will.
It's 1971.
And how old are you today?
82 years old. Today, 82.
Happy birthday! Good job.
I have won a lot of things. I had 5 #1 championship numbers. 5. What's number 2? I went to sleep on number 1, and I got beat a couple of years ago. This is number 2. I thought maybe I'd get my number 1 back this year, but I don't know. You know, it's kind of hard. That old age kind of slows you up. When I started this, I ran against 1-cylinder bikes. Now I run against 4-cylinder bikes. And that's pretty tough for me to beat. They beat me maybe 200ths of a second, maybe 300ths or something, but they beat me. And I don't know whether I should say I cheat all I can cheat, but I do. So anyway, here I am, and I've been trying to get everybody to take it easy on me today. I tell them this might be the last first.
The last first.
Give me a shove. Okay. Attaboy. Thank you a lot. Betcha.
Families have been hanging at the hill for many years.
We have 3 generations. We have Jordy, our son, and Jeff is his brother. And the boys, the grandsons, the 2 of them, Jason and John, do all the racing. John is number 5 and Jason's number 11 nationally. They started around 6 years old, and 6 and 7, and I've been racing ever since.
I started out on the Pee Wee Hill on my 80, and I've been racing for 9 years now, and now I'm racing all the big 5+. I owe all my bikes to my father and my Uncle Jeff Smith. They're the brains behind all the bikes. They pretty much build them all and help me be who I am today.
This is our 500 exhibition bike. The exhibition 500 class goes from 0 to 700. So we found this 670 Rotax snowmobile motor. The biggest challenge was getting the pipes so that they weren't sticking out and baggy. So if you'll notice, this center pipe comes up and goes down where the fuel tank's supposed to go. The other one is traditional, like a traditional motorcycle expansion chamber. We increased the size of the rear wheel from an 18-inch rim to a 21-inch rim. We get a lot
larger diameter paddle that floats over the gnarly ledges that this Billings motorcycle hill climb is known for. We run it with 100% alcohol and then tip a little bit of nitro on top of that.